If you receive an ERC denial letter from IRS, here's 3 things you should do immediately. The first is you should file an appeal within 30 days of the letter date from IRS. You only have 30 days to appeal it, and after that, you might waive your rights. The second thing you should do is potentially amend your income tax return. If you believe that you were not entitled to the ERC credit because you found some facts and you said, you know what, the information was provided to ERC with my claim is inaccurate, you could amend your income tax return, because when you originally filed your ERC claim, you would have had to file an amended return reducing the amount of wages you reported as an expense and reducing the amount of payroll tax that you deducted, because now you're getting a credit back from the IRS, so you can't double dip. You have to reduce the wages and payroll taxes as an expense. But now if you're determining that you were not entitled to the ERC credit, you should file an amended return, because there's a deadline and when you can file your amended return to potentially get a refund or at least reduce your tax balance that you would owe, because now your expenses are going to go up. You're going to report a higher amount of wages and a higher amount of payroll taxes. So there is a deadline. Definitely check and consult with your tax attorney or CPA and find out what the deadline is. And if you believe that you do not have justification for the ERC claim, that IRS is actually correct, you might consider filing an amended return before the deadline has passed. The third is that you can get on a payment plan if you actually do owe the money. If there was a refund and now you have to repay it, you can get on a payment plan with IRS. Now, just so you know, businesses have to file a financial statement when they want to get on a payment plan. It's a 433B, B for business form. And that includes basically a roadmap of the company's assets and income. So it's a significant amount of information provided to IRS. This is where you believe you cannot fully pay it unless you have an installment agreement. That's what you're trying to establish to the IRS. I don't have the assets, or the company doesn't have the assets, nor it has the net income to repay this debt. So you're going to have to list bank accounts, any type of assets. It could be equipment, accounts receivable, cryptocurrency, basically anything, any type of asset the company owns, the accounts payable, and the monthly income and the monthly expenses and the net amount that's left over. That's what the IRS is going to look for to determine whether the company has the ability to repay that debt in full currently or whether it actually does need a installment agreement. Remember, there's 3 requirements to qualify for the ERC. You have to be a qualified employer. You have to have qualified wages for W-2 employees. And third is that your company has to be affected by COVID, fully or partially suspended due to a government order. It could be a federal order, a state or local order. And in the state of California, Governor Newsom issued basically an order prohibiting certain companies from operating that were non-essential businesses. So if you have an essential business, such as in construction, and you were operating and you can't establish that your business was affected, you will not likely qualify for ERC, and that might be the basis of IRS's denial. Definitely check that. Consult with a tax attorney. Feel free to call us if you have any questions. My name is John Milikowski, founder of Milikowski Tax Law.